What's up, everybody? Mr. Ahamad here, and what a week it has been for teaching. Man, oh man, I have been conducting research to bring into my classroom to ensure that my students understand the importance of literature. Because, let's be honest, the fact that academics are abstract in so many different ways doesn't always translate to students. So in my research, I came across this guy, actually he was recommended to me, Dr. Stovall, and he's been doing a bunch of abolitionists and anti-racist educating across the nation. And in one of his speeches, he said something that really caught my attention.
So we have to redefine our commitment to education, because what we actually are reifying now is school. And regular school has done little to nothing for the last 200 plus years. Right? Because when we look at our education, let's do a straw poll, and I'm glad the camera is on for this. By a show of hands, how many folks would say that they learned the majority of what they needed in life outside of school? Then what are we doing? What is happening? If y'all can name that, what are we doing? Right? We're just in this kind of state form compliance. Right? Rewarded, because we know the piece. You're rewarded for being quiet. You're rewarded for staying in line. You're rewarded for turning in the paper that's halfway legible. Right? Because as a teacher, the program to be like, all right, look, I can read it. Okay, yeah. Right? So now when we break from that, there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to come up.
You know, for real, is that we need to use this time with our students to make effective change, to give them things that they need for the future. So I wanted to be as responsive as I could this week. And with my ninth graders, we read this essay called The Quilt of the Country by Anna Quinlan, and it talked about how America is a mongrel nation, like a dog that's a mutt with no distinct breed because it's so mixed, and how it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's a wonderful thing. At the very same time, this week, we got the verdict of, the officers that murdered Breonna Taylor, and they all walked free. One of them, had a charge for wanton endangerment, but not a charge for murdering Breonna Taylor. And, both of those lessons go together in that, our nation is pretty messed up right now. So as an educator that is striving to make literature and writing as important and as crucial and as applicable as possible, I've been using academic discourse, but there's something that I came across that I just have to clarify. In the midst of using academic discourse, it could seem like respectability politics. The idea that if you behave better, you will be treated better. If you want more information on that, check out this article by Damon Young on The Root. However, what I've made sure to tell my students as we've gone through the week and as we run through these lessons and as we talked about current events and applied our reading to what's happening in the world and how they can use it as a way of understanding not just themselves but the world around them and where to go from there, is that what I explained is that as they get older, as they mature, as they become more intellectual, and as they have other experiences and learn new things, is that they will have to make a choice about when they will want to utilize and lean on academic discourse as opposed to, a full-blown out debate, as opposed to simply just wanting to be heard. These are all decisions that they have to make, right? And in my classroom, I'm trying to build a situation where they can practice now so that they can be fine later. Because where we don't want to end up is 10, 15 years down the line, is that the students are experiencing this very same thing that Trevor Noah talks about in this clip.
Nobody's winning, people. The protesters aren't winning. Yeah, maybe there's 2% of protesters out there who are just trying to shit up for fun, but by and large, protesters do not want to be protesting. People don't want to be marching through the streets, clashing with police, getting tear gas, getting beaten, getting arrested. They would much rather be living their lives. But they protest because other people can't live their lives. No one looks at a march where people are getting beaten by the cops and thinks, oh, this is a great opportunity to get my steps in. Black people are exhausted. Millions of Americans are exhausted. They're tired. Tired of feeling like they're hunted. Tired of protests in the streets in order to be viewed as equals. They're tired of people telling them how to protest. And trust me when I say black people would rather be at home taking a nap. Nobody is winning. And you know what yesterday got to me, was especially the part where the Kentucky AG said to people, angry about this decision, that mob justice is not justice. Yeah, but then what happens when justice is not justice? Think about it. What part of this was justice? If you want to say, oh, well, the police followed the letter of the law, did they? Did they? What part of it is justice? If you lie to the police about what happened during a crime, the police can charge you with something, but if the police lie about what they did, nobody faces any consequences? Is that justice? What does it mean when the system says everything that happened in this Breonna Taylor shooting was legal? Issuing the no-knock warrant was legal. Breaking down the door was legal. Killing her in her bed was legal. I mean, at that point, you can say mob justice isn't justice, but then clearly justice isn't justice either. And the truth is, people, nobody's winning. As society, we are all losing right now. And until there's real justice, nobody wins.
Given this information, everyone, is that literature, keep in mind, literature is a commentary on history. It's an author taking the world in and giving something back as a way to inform people, share stories, and push new ideas. This is incredibly important, and as we move forward in the year, it's something that we are going to focus on with every text, every reading, every passage, because it can help. It can help you in your life. So, let's figure this out together in class.